Welcome to FossID Workbench. In this video, we'll walk through the FossID Workbench Scan Interface and show you how to perform identifications efficiently. You'll learn how to navigate the scan interface, how to use the identification status tabs, file tree, top match components, match list, and identification box, and how to identify components, licenses, and copyrights using single file and bulk identification methods. The Workbench Scan Interface, where you audit results from our signature scan and dependency analysis to build your open source usage and compliance reports. Before we dive in, let's define a few key terms. An identification is information you, as the auditor, assign to a file. This includes component, license, copyright, distribution status, and any comments. A match indicates that a file or part of a file matches a software component in the FossID knowledge base. An auditor, that's you, the user using FossID Workbench to audit an application's composition. At the top of the scan interface, you'll see the identification status tabs. These tabs help you focus on the files that need your attention. All files shows every scanned file, regardless of matches or status. Pending ID shows files with matches to open source that have not been identified yet. This is typically where you'll spend most of your time auditing. Identified shows files that an auditor has already marked as identified. No matches shows all files that did not return a match against the knowledge base, are ignored, or were excluded by ID Assist. The numbers next to each tab show how many files are in that status. As you complete identifications, expect the pending ID count to go down and the identified count to go up. The idea is to move all matches from pending to identified. On the left side of the scan interface is the file tree. It shows the directory structure and files for the scanned codebase. The file tree and the identification status tabs work together. When you switch tabs, the file tree shows only the files relevant to that status. And when you select a directory in the file tree, the counts in the tabs update to reflect only that directory. This makes it easy to zoom in on a specific folder and immediately see how many files are pending ID identified or have no matches in that directory. When you select a directory in the file tree, you'll see the top match components view. This list shows which third-party components appear in that directory and how many files in the directory match each component. This is extremely useful when many files belong to the same component. You can then use bulk identification instead of handling each file one by one. We'll use this view later when we show bulk identification methods. When you select a file in the file tree, the identification box appears. This is where you record your final decisions, what we call identification for that file. In the identification box, you can set the component the file belongs to, a file or snippet license, the file's copyright, whether the file is distributed or not distributed, and any comments you want to store. When you're satisfied with the identification, you check the Identified box. This moves the file from the Pending ID tab into the Identified tab. If you have enabled the option Automatically Detect License Declarations and Copyright Statements inside files, any detected license and copyright information will be pre-filled in the identification box to speed up your work. Also visible when a file is selected is the match list. This is where you see all matches between the file and the FossID knowledge base. Each match includes the match type. Full, the entire file exists in the knowledge base. Partial, only a snippet of the file exists in the knowledge base. You may also see intake matches if you're using component intake. More on that in a separate tutorial on finding matches to your proprietary code. Hits. This tells you how much of the file matched. Full file matches will show all for the hits. Partial matches show the snippet size and match percentage. For example, 5487.1% means a snippet of 54 lines of code in the local file matches 87.1% of the component in the KB. And also match information such as artifact, version, and author. The exact details depend on the match source. GitHub, artifact is the repo name, version is the tag or commit hash. Author is the GitHub organization. Stack Overflow, artifact is the post ID, version is the post revision, author is the post author. In other mirrors, the artifact is the component name, version is the component version, author is the component publisher. The match list also distinguishes between component license. the license known for the overall project or repository, and file license, licenses detected in that specific file's source code. You'll use this information to decide which match you consider correct and what identification to apply. So, now you understand the basics of FossID Workbench's scan results. We've reviewed how to navigate the scan interface using the Identification Status tabs, File Tree, Top Match Components, Match List, and Identification Box. Next up, learn how to put these tools to work and audit your codebase quickly and accurately. Thanks for watching this tutorial on understanding the scan results interface in FossID Workbench.